The brakes working?
Yeah.
Okay. Today we're going on a journey. We don't know where yet. We've got our camper on, our little Palomino. And we just checked the lights, make sure the signals and everything are working.
And I got a loonie, and tails we go east, heads we go west. So when we get to the end of the driveway, I'll flip it. Good enough?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. It's a loonie. We go east.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. That was west. We won't go there. And that was east. We left Thunder Bay and we're heading east with no particular destination in mind.
However, it's Thursday and we gotta be back by Monday at 5 p.m. First construction stop. It's construction season. In Northern Ontario, we have winter and construction. So that's it. Just winter season or construction season, and here's our first stop at the construction season. Oh, it smells. It must be paving because it smells like tar.
We're moving again past the construction. It sure is going to be a beautiful 4-lane highway when it's completed.
We're coming up to our second construction stop in Dorian, Ontario. There's a road to Hurkett. 27 kilometers to Nipigon, but a long way from Sault Ste. Marie. We are in Nipigon.
Want me to pull in at Husky?
Sure. And there is the huge Canadian flag at the Husky station. You say it's not a Husky station because it's Esso Gas. Well, I hate to tell you, it's a Husky restaurant with a big Canadian flag.
We're at the Esso gas station, not to buy gas, but to buy some chicken.
A 3-piece snack.
That's wedges and chicken?
Mm-hmm. Chester fried. Chubby chicken.
Yeah, that's pretty good chicken. Oh, yummy. We left Nipigon and we're heading east on Highway 17. We stayed on Highway 17 going east because of the beautiful scenery along the shore of Lake Superior.
You can see in the distance the large cliffs. Those are known as the Kama Cliffs. They run along the north shore between Nipigon and Pace Plat. There's also pictographs on the shore closer to the line. These cliffs are a protected area by the province, and they are magnificent. Just looking at them from the shore, you could see them further on. Later on, we are going to stop at the Kama Cliffs. There's a scenic lookout up there. If you notice now, we're starting to get some pretty beautiful views of Lake Superior, the largest lake in the world. It runs from the lakehead where we started from in Thunder Bay, and it goes down to Sault Ste. Marie. This here portion of the lake is protected by Parks Canada as a marine conservation area. I used to work for Parks Canada, and it is very, very nice and lovely to work there as well as to be a part of this legacy. We should be coming up soon to the scenic lookout to get to the Kama Cliffs. As you know, we've been climbing and steadily climbing. We're getting higher in altitude away from Lake Superior, and we're actually at close to the top of the Camel Cliffs that I talked about in the past. At the top here, somewhere along this route, there is a scenic lookout turnoff, and it's just for cars and trucks only, but it's worth the view if you want to take a stop and have a look. It's very picturesque, and it is a little bit of a drive in, but I can assure you that it is well worth the little drive off of the highway to get to a magnificent view. There's few little trails that you can walk. There's a short stop. I wanted to put in some information on the marine conservation area when I was working for them, and hopefully other people who are now working there will continue to explain what this magnificent lake is all about. And while people have stopped for a bathroom break in a picnic area, hopefully there'll be some signage and telling you about the magnificent Gutchagimi, which is Lake Superior in Ojibwe, and the marine conservation area within this part of our route. Coming up to the little parking area where you can pull your vehicle in and park. There's empty your trash, a picnic table,
Gorgeous view.
Yep. A little misty out in the lake, but nonetheless. It's all. This pit fence must have been over here before.
It looks like it.
Wonder if anybody's ever climbed over.
Probably.
See some cigarette butts there. This is a much better view.
Oh, beautiful view. Long.
Couple of cottages down there. Some canoes. And there you can see the cliffs over here, way over there.
Train tracks.
You're hearing a train soon. And we'll go back to the truck. And down below there is the lake. It is very misty, foggy, and she sure looks cold. I would not want to be fishing down there today. Just finished stopping at Camel Cliffs. Next place will be Pace Flat. And now we're in the First Nation community of Pace Plat. They have this Pace Plat River that, because of Lake Superior tides, and they do have tides, at times it'll move the river backwards and it'll look like the river is flowing backwards. It causes issues with some of their housing septic fields and among other things. The majority of the people in Pace Plat are employed by their First Nation. And the next community we're coming up to is Rossport. It's a small-time fishing village of the past. Now it's mostly tourism. There are a few people that are enjoying their retirement quiet life there, as well as a few artisans and crafters. It's a quaint little town to stop at, and it also is a part of the Circle Route tour. Lake Superior, you may see the advertisement for Rossport in there.
It's awful foggy. I don't know what we're going to be able to see. Hopefully we can at least see the docks.
Just further on, there's a little restaurant called the Serendipity, and if you'll notice, they also have accommodations at the back. There's 4 little buildings that are double-decker, and they're really quaint. I stayed in one a couple of times, which is kind of nice. Serendipity is a very nice restaurant. It's nice and quiet. There's not a whole lot of things here, but there is a hotel, and they do have cabins at the back of the hotel. The only disadvantage of staying here is it's so close to the railway track is you do get woken up by the trains. And I can assure you, you get 3 or 4 trains going through a night. This is the, coming up is the bed and breakfast, which is very nice.
There's a little docks there too.
Yep, there's the docks, and they rent canoes. They also do some sailing stuff, and I believe they do some training in canoes, sea kayaking in canoes, etc. So
cool.
It's kind of neat. And there's the Serendipity restaurant here over on our left. That's the owners of the little cabins in the back.
That's a nice place to eat too. Very nice food in it.
Very good. The locals all patronize each other as businesses, etc. So there's a little gift shop here. Coming up to a museum of the rail car, I believe. There's also Nickel Island that's just further up. It's called Nickel Island, but now that the water at Lake Superior is much lower than it was when it was 20, 30 years ago, they actually do have a pass because there was a sandbar and they created a road to it. So it's no longer isolated in itself, which is kind of convenient for them, but everybody owns a cottage and has boats. So the majority of the boaters here are sailors. And there's also, you can buy gas at their marina and pay for overnight stays. But other than that, that sort of completes Rossport. You can drive in one end and off of Highway 17 and come to the next. This is Walker Lake on the outskirts of Schreiber. It is a part of the municipality of Schreiber. Mostly summer homes, but they do stay here all winter except on the opposite side of the lake. They only use it in the summertime. Other than that, the people probably all work at Tears Bay at the mill or Schreiber at the municipal services and other services that are available. Schreiber was a railway town. And there's a police car. I don't think you need to bother passing him. We'll eventually get to him. Well, there's a police station right up ahead, so he might stop. Or there's no donut shop.
Yeah.
Anyways, the town of Schreiber was built on railway CP, but no longer exists because they've automated everything. Actually, Schreiber, you'll see a lot of filane gas, filane this. It's the home of a lot of the filanes. They do the water. They have an artesian well that's pure water. Also is the home of Dominic Filane. He used to be a middleweight champion boxer or something along that line. Was it a boxer?
He was a boxer, yeah.
So, other than that, there's not much to stop for. The chip wagon has got beautiful French fries, nice and tasty. There is not any restaurant that I'm aware of in here. They had at once upon a time the Voyageur and the Barrel Inn, but they have not reopened. Most people go to Terrace Bay.
Extremely foggy along here.
Yeah, getting close to Terrace Bay. It's always foggy in Terrace Bay and in Marathon. They're closer to the lake, that's why.
Hope a moose doesn't jump out.
Now our next town will be Marathon, but before that I'm sure we have another construction stop based on that sign. A little bit of foggy out in the lake. Down there is actually Nays Provincial Park. A really nice park to go and visit if you're interested in provincial parks. It's a little about 2 kilometers off the main highway. There's also a gift store here, May's Gift Shop. Lots of little trinkets, Christmas things, and it's open all year round. Angler Creek, they're replacing the bridge or the culvert, so they've pulled off the bridge. We'll have a light, and that's a machine of some kind that they must use for this. So,
Pile driver. They drive pipe into the ground.
oh, I see. Lots of equipment up there. So maybe we're going to get a green light. We might make it. Sometimes they change fast. Sometimes not. I've seen them let go 2, 3 vehicles and turned. So if this police car goes and then turns on us, we're going to. We're coming up to Angler Creek. This is where the actual construction is, but Angler was a prisoner of war camp for Japanese back during the Second World War. I actually lived there for a few seasons that I know of. I can recall some things, however, very little. My mother actually worked in a laundromat at the prisoner of war camp, and we were actually living in one of the guards' house. They're now building a mine, a palladium mine in Marathon, and with the economy the way it is, everybody's very excited to have this mine built in Angler. It's still going through environmental assessment, but nonetheless, it should be operational in 2 years' time. We're coming up to GMS Camps and Catering buildings. There were 2 previous older motels that Beekdagong and Mobert purchased along with the Dave Morris Group. And they cater to transient construction workers, but right now they're contracting to the mines. And it's a very lucrative opportunity for both First Nations. We had done good work so far, and the First Nations are hoping to continue it.
We're getting low on gas. Should I stop at Marathon to get some gas? Or?
No, I think you can go as far as White River to get gas. There's lots of gas stations there.
You sure they're not going to be closed?
Nope, there's got to be 4 gas stations. Home of Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
So we're coming in close to the airport. The airport no longer is functioning as an airport. There's no contract with any airlines, but used for wilderness helicopters and a lot of private planes parked there. A lot of medical evacs are also happening. Once upon a time, it used to be Austin Airways. It was really handy. I used to drive down the road and I'd be at the airport when I lived in Marathon. Be in Toronto in 3 hours, which was nice and convenient. That was during the bustling of the Hemlo goldfields. There's no longer any scheduled flights, etc., but people do charters. If you wanted to do a charter with some of the other airports, can land in at the airport. Some of the bigger planes even size of Porter.
Cool.
So we're almost at the Marathon corner, and it's about 4 kilometers to get into the downtown area of Marathon. So we're halfway to Sault Ste. Marie. Here's the Visitor Information Center that used to be run by the Township of Marathon. Beektagung First Nation purchased it. They're using it as an artisan shop and hopefully for winter activities in the winter, for skiing and sliding, tobogganing, maybe put a tow rope in because you can't use a chairlift.
Compared to Terrace Bay, it looks like the fog's lifting a little.
Well, let's hope it keeps on lifting. Going down this hill is Puckasaw National Park. It's on Highway 627, but we're not turning in there. Looks like maybe that camper might be turning in there. It's the largest wilderness park in Ontario. In fact, it's the only wilderness national park in Ontario. There are provincial parks that are wilderness. And also down 627 is Beektagung First Nation, which is the First Nation I'm from, formerly known as Ojibways of the Pick River. It's a really quite progressive little community that's done a lot of changes over the past 40 years. Oh yeah, that camper's going to Puckasaw. Have fun. Coming up to the overpass, that's the overpass for affluent from the Hemlo Goldfields going into Cedar Creek. It's 3 large gold mines, Hemlo Goldfields, I always refer to them. They've had so many different names, Tech, Corona, Williams, Golden Giant. Anyways, today Barrick operates it and contracts it out to Barminco. Somewhere up here, there's a sign that says the Yellow Brick Road. It's something to do with, I don't know. Maybe you know.
What I heard was the entrance to the Golden Giant mine was called the Yellow Brick Road because the original paving crew mistakenly used gold-bearing ore instead of gravel to pave the road.
Oh my God, so it's actually got gold in that road. We should go tear it up. Just kidding. Where's this yellow brick sign? Oh, here it is, coming up. Oh, Manitouage Corner is coming up. That's what that sign said. And this is Manitouage Corner. They're advertising as a place to come and play extreme, crazy things like ATVs and UTVs. They've also got some donations from the mine to decorate the corner.
Scoop tram.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is.
Yep.
And their signage is down, but it's talking about the highway. That is a washroom.
It's nice and clean in there.
Yeah, flush toilets and everything. It's the only thing that we did see. So, this is where the Greyhound bus stops to pick people up from Manitouage. Good stop for one. And this is more advertising.
Yeah, the sign should be repainted. It's kind of hard to read. And here it's just glorifying, come play in Manitou's. Bring your ATVs, UTVs, snow machines.
Every third weekend in July. Wow.
Play in the extreme.
On the road again. There we go. Next stop, or next community we're going to come to is Pic-Mobert First Nation. It's actually just a turnoff to Pic-Mobert. It's about a 6-kilometer road into Mobert. It's a dirt road. Every time I used to travel back and forth from Marathon to Sault Ste. Marie, I'd always see a hitchhiker that was from Mobert going into White River. A couple of them I've picked up because I knew who they were, but nonetheless it's pretty boring. Across from the Mobert Road is Regan. Regan is a place that my grandmother used to live there once upon a time, my dad too, but it's because he was in construction, so it's on the left. It's North Regan and then South Regan, which I'm not really sure. But my dad worked construction on the highway, so he used to live all over the place. A bunch of my cousins lived in Regan and some of them in Mobert when we were younger. Oh, we're coming into White River already. You can see part of their stash for the sawmill. Population 1,000. That sawmill's been operating for quite some time. My sister Macy even worked there way back in the day. And a few other people that I know from Marathon actually still work there.
It shut down a couple times, eh? It was struggling for a while?
Oh yeah, off and on, but it's been going really good since the past 10-15 years that I'm aware of. I like that little lake beside the road. I'm not sure if that's called Cocker Lake, but nonetheless it's a nice lake, keeps it cool. White River is known for the coldest spot in Canada, minus 72 degrees Fahrenheit once upon a time.
Oh my God, that's cold.
Yeah, they used to have a big thermometer outside one of these places, a gas station, showing it. Anyways, it's also home of Winnie the Pooh. So you'll see a little Winnie the Pooh park on the side of the road. That's the kids, nice for a stop if you have kids run around.
I want to get gas here. So pull into that next gas station, I guess.
Yeah, there's an A&W, there's got Esso. Most of these Esso gas. There's also a Can-Op on one side. But there's the Winnie the Pooh park. A few campers pulled in over there.
Get out of my road.
Careful now, this is the parking lot. A parking lot with a U-Haul. Anyways, I'll go in and get us a coffee.
Oh, I'd like
and
that.
Pay for the gas, or you can pay for the gas and I can pay for the coffee, whichever.
I'll pay for the gas.
On the road again.
We left White River, we're heading towards Wawa, and then Sault Ste. Marie. How far until Wawa?
91 kilometers, the sign says.
Great, okay.
Oh, here comes the turnoff to Wawa. Wawa is the proper pronunciation of this town, because this town says it means goose, and Wawa is the proper pronunciation of it, according to my late father-in-law. Double, if there was 2 A's in it, it would be Wa, but because there's only a singular A at each end, it is Wawa. It's just the way the Ojibwe dialects work for those of us that have a double vowel sounding things.
Yeah, I've always heard it Wawa. Huh. Nice to know.
Yep, going to Wawa. There's the Wawa right there. Way over there. Goose. There's the turnoff for the Tourist Information Center.
Yeah, I'm gonna excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna get out and take a video of the goose, of the Wawa.
Yeah, there's we could park, and I'm gonna use the facilities as usual. Every hour on the hour, I gotta pee. Just kidding, it's not on the hour, but roughly it seems like we've been stopping every hour. Looks quite busy. There's a lot of people walking around. Maybe they might have some information in there, but you should go and do a video. Well, that's not.
So this is the circle tour attractions. Someday we'll do the circle tour. Right now we're not. And there's a Wawa Goose. Well, we just left Wawa and we're on our way to Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Yeah, that's about a 2.5 hour drive to Sault. Yeah, I'm guessing.
About that.
Anyways, we are now in Lake Superior Provincial Park. We just missed the park boundary sign there, going a little bit too fast, but the administration office is about halfway, an hour from the Sault. And no, half an hour from Wawa, actually. Anyways, it's not a park that's for RVs. It's more for enthusiasts of hiking, canoeing, biking. It's definitely not a big RV camp. There is some campsites, but it's a lot of walking. There's also trails to the pictographs, trails down to the lake, and then of course there's some beaches as well that we'll probably see later on as we drive towards Sault Ste. Marie. Well, it's still lightly raining and we are still in Lake Superior Provincial Park. This year view here coming down the hill is much more beautiful with all the fall colors during the fall, the reds, orange, yellows. It's just beautiful. Shortly we're going to be coming up to Old Woman's Bay. It's a very nice beach. You could see some of it here on the corner. It's usually a nice stop, but because it's raining, we're not going to bother stopping and dipping our foot into Lake Superior. But nonetheless, it is highly recommended to stop at Old Woman's Bay. It's a great little destination. There's parking that you can actually park and then walk down to the beach and enjoy a picnic or a walk in the sand. Dip your toes in Old Woman's Bay River. We're getting pretty close to the end of the park boundary, and it is well worth a trip to come and explore Lake Superior Provincial Park with its many sand beaches. That one that we just passed, Old Woman's Bay, is the longest sand beach. There's other beaches as well along the north shore of Lake Superior, but not directly in the park. So we should be very soon out of Lake Superior Provincial Park and have a good time. Where is this? This is a nice high hill.
It's nice scenery, all looking at Lake Superior. We're at the top of the Montreal River Hill. It gets pretty steep for a while. Comes down to the Montreal River. There's a little power generating dam down there.
Oh yeah, I remember this hill. I used to hate driving this hill in the winter time, because half the time you'd be sliding all over.
Yes. The pavement gets pretty slippery coming uphill sometimes.
Not bad now that they've got that extra lane, but I can remember when there was only just the 2 lanes. They have that passing lane for the trucks and a sharp, very sharp curve.
And beautiful scenery. I just love the scenery along the stretch of the lake.
Well, soon we'll be coming to the end of Lake Superior, but not for a while yet. We're going on 600 kilometers, I'm guessing, about that, so far of all Lake Superior.
We're coming up on the Canadian Carver and Agawa Crafts store.
This was a stop that we'd stop every time. There's a lot of knickknacks, etc. It's a real tourist attraction. But hey, it kind of looks like it's closed. I think according to the paper it was sold. We're coming up to Harmony Beach. There's the Harmony Beach Road sign. The home of Glenn for a whole 5 months, from May to October.
It was fantastic, living on a beach.
Living on a beach in a little 26-foot motorhome. Did you ever get tired of this long drive back and forth from Thunder Bay?
No.
Oh, it was a long time though.
Yeah, but it was nice sitting on the beach.
Well, it was nice because sometimes I came to visit you.
That too. And then you sit on the beach with me.
Watch the sunset. Oh, there's a few houses that are being sold. Or have been sold.
They sell pretty fast down here.
Anyways, it's a nice beach, kind of warm, a lot warmer than the north end of Lake Superior. We're kind of getting to the south end of the lake. As you remember at the beginning of the trip, I said that Lake Superior covered most of our shore, well, our whole trip. The shores of Lake Superior run from Thunder Bay to Sault Ste. Marie.
Looks like the wind's blowing in off the lake, so it makes it a little bit colder in the water. But normally it's pretty warm.
Yeah, and it's nice and sandy too.
Clean sand.
Kids just love it, except for shadfly season. There's a nice spot on the beach there.
Yep.
Kids are playing. Nobody's really in the water. Were we the only crazy people that were swimming all the time?
No, usually it's pretty packed.
Very nice beach we have here. And there's the trailer park that Glenn used to live in. Pretty cool with the camper and motorhome. On the road again, enjoying the view of Lake Superior. Finally get to see a lot of water. Finally not fog. Finally
Yes.
not rain.
It's cleared up quite nice. Gorgeous view.
Yep, I must be a water baby. I've been living in around Lake Superior all my life. There's Haviland Bay. It's a sort of like a cottage association of some kind. Mostly cottages there.
Nice looking beach.
But it's really not a public beach. It's mostly for them. Or I guess you could go there because nobody owns the water, but you kind of feel out of place if you're not a part of them. There's a public beach near, closer to Batchewana after this, so that's where everybody in the Sault Ste. Marie goes.
Busy enough. 40 kilometers to Sault Ste. Marie.
If you look in the distance, you can see the windmills way out there. That was one of the first projects for windmills in Ontario, in Sault Ste. Marie and Gouli. They look small, but they are huge. Glenview Cottages coming up. We stayed there for one day when we were homeless in between houses. Remember that?
I sure do.
It was kind of a nice place.
We played pool at a pool table there.
Yeah. The cat stayed in there in air-conditioned little cottage. But anyways, that was then. Oh, there's a sign for Roberta Bondar, the Canadian astronaut who lives in Sault Ste. Marie. And we're coming up to Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. I'm saying Ontario because there is a Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. But this is Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Algoma Central Railway overpass, obviously not being used. There's trees growing in it.
We're in Sault Ste. Marie. We're still on Highway 17. The locals refer to Highway 17 in Sault Ste. Marie as the Great Northern Road.
If we continue on this road, we will end up at one point, we could end up right downtown. Are we going downtown?
Yes. I figure we're in the Sioux. We're looking for a place to spend the night. We might as well maybe park in the casino parking lot. It's free there.
Walmart parking lot's free too.
Yeah, the Walmart here
That's
is
noisy. Very, very noisy. This Great Northern Road and right on the highway.
Plus, we could always run into the casino for a meal. They've got reasonable price meals. Anyway.
Okay, we'll continue on down to downtown. So we just follow Bridge to USA sign. Soon we're going to come to the lights over here. Well, this year light's turning yellow, of course. Once everyone turns yellow. That's it. That's the way they are. Synchronized. People complain, have to stop at every yellow light because they give you an advance warning.
Isn't that the hospital over there? The new hospital?
Yeah, it is. And soon, too, I think the next turn is... You'd have to turn to go back onto Highway 17 towards Sudbury, yeah, because those transports wouldn't be, they're coming out of there probably. So I think it's at the next lights. Hospital wasn't built when we lived here, but they were just starting it. So it looks like it's all done and fully operational. Or it better be after 10 years.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, let's not go visit it.
Every city has all the car lots on the outside, eh? When you first enter, it's almost buy a car to drive around.
I guess because it takes up so much space.
Yep. A&W, little motels, typical city entry, fast food.
That's Home Depot and the Walmart's all in this road if you turn left.
Oh yeah.
Up ahead to see the big water tower. That's now for the water tower inn.
I recall the business association was talking about putting advertisements or something on the tower. Doesn't look like there's anything on. They were thinking lights and ads. This is the way you'd turn to go to Sudbury.
Yes, you bypass Sault Ste. Marie.
You're
Turn
not
left.
not bypassing Sault Ste. Marie, bypassing downtown.
Yeah, most of Sault Ste. Marie lane is. But yeah, you're right. Just mostly downtown. You turn to the right, you go to the airport.
And to the right, that second line, then that's where we used to turn right to go to the conservation area where we used to live on Woodhurst.
Yep. That's a long time ago since we lived there. It was a nice area.
And there's the sign that says Bridge to USA. And we will go downtown somewhere.
I don't want to take Bruce Street. I want to go straight, and then we go down a hill and you can see the old board office where we're stuff like that.
Oh, I see. Down Queen Street in Wellington.
School board office. Bye.
Top sirloin steak for $5.99 a pound. I don't know. That's a good price. Probably, eh?
Cook it on the engine as we're driving along.
Don't forget, we got a camper on our truck here. Little mom and pop motels are still up.
They do the job. Reasonable rate usually.
This Quatra Convention Center used to be the old Ramada Inn.
Oh, it's right on the right-hand side here?
Yeah. They used to have that slide that went outside of the building and a big water slide. They took that all out. It's very nice convention center now. That's where we had some of our meetings there when we were doing the tech for Smart Cities competition.
On the left is the Rome's grocery store and well, it's coming up to it anyway. And other stores, Canadian Tire stores in there. Right in here.
Rome's was a nice grocery store. They had good porchetta. They even gave me all of a thing of their spices to make my own porchetta because I moved to Thunder Bay. I said, he says, my Italian cousins don't know how to mix up the spice. Here, I give you this, madam. I said, okay, thanks. I didn't even pay for it either. He gave it to me free. It was a big container full.
Unfortunately, the clip showing us arriving at our parking lot campsite was damaged. So, see you in the morning. And last night, Sault Ste. Marie, we parked at the way back end of Gateway Casino's parking lot. A couple other campers. Parked under a tree. If you liked this video, please click like to let me know that there is an interest in this topic. Click subscribe to view videos about fishing, UTV adventures, cooking, my boat renovation. Many topics are coming soon.